last.
Yes.
And then I went, suppose today, noontime, and she passed away this morning.
Who passed away?
She
Gwyn Gibbard, one interfaith
he
great
went
leader.
Wednesday morning and she passed away Thursday
Thursday
morning.
morning.
Yeah.
Who was she?
She was one of the big figure in the interfaith movement in Los Angeles.
Just a beautiful person.
Very beautiful, very, very deep and profound
And
spiritual
she
person
suffered 10 years with cancer.
with cancer. But
10
she,
years.
yeah, last time it metastasized all over the body. So she gave up her food and things, but her face was so peaceful and so perfectly without any stress, strain, or any anxiety. And she had her last things have been done according to the he's the Episcopal priest, Dr. Gwyn Gibbard. And if you go type her name, you can find so many things. Very influential person in the last 10, 20 years in Los Angeles. And we had good friendship. So, okay, so Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kangsha Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. I salute Jagadguru Sri Krishna, the Bande, and he is the who has destroyed the Ashura and re-established the religion. So we are now on the verse number 3, probably.
I think it was 4.
4, no? 4. Third was that, but fourth, yeah. And fourth was very important because it says that how to develop bhakti that nourishes bhakti. How to develop love for good and God, and it can nurture your devotion. So there are sixfold ways. Dadati pratigranhati. When he gives offering pure devotees with the objects that are in accordance with the requirements. When offering pure devotees something of your love, of your compassion, and of your prasad, they call giving prasad to the devotees and taking prasad from the devotees. So, dadati pratigranhati. These are the two ways. Pratigran, accepting the remnant items given by the pure devotees. Because when it comes from a devotee, you get their vibration also. Yeah? Those spiritual people, if they give you something, means they are not giving the material object, but they are giving a touch of their spirituality in a subtle way by their touch contact. So, whatever comes from a devotee, you can accept it. That enriches your spirituality. And whatever you give, you find a good gift to be given to whom? In the Gita says, gifts, sattiko, rajasiko, tamasiko gifts. You can give and a high quality gift. What is called high quality gift? What is called mediocre? And what is low? Low quality is with desire, mixed with some resolutions, wrong resolutions. So you give with love, with respect, with honor, with dignity. Or you give someone with hatred, with vengeance, with something. So everything has an effect in the mind of a devotee. Devotee's mind is very subtle because he thinks of God, mind becomes very sensitive, and that affects their mind. Ramakrishna could not accept even things looked or greedily touched or taken at the beginning. No, he cannot because his mind is so subtle. Anything which touched with lust or desire or anything, he could not accept it. Big one. So Dadati Pratik, so you have to give, you should give with pure devotees that objects that are accordance with their requirements. And it is said you give right type of gift, what is needed for that person. You have to give a gift is perfect one. When I'm hungry, you give me food. That is your best giving. When I'm hungry, if you give a sermon, 2 hour sermon, and my hungry stomach is panting for food, that time you give food. When you are hungry for spiritual truth, have some spiritual sermon, read some novel, sing some bhajan, no? That type of gift. What is good gift to be given is the point. Gita says, I forgot what are the gifts, 3 types of gifts in the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. They say, Sattika, Rajasika and Tamasika. So bhaktas will be Sattika gift. Give, and if one gives like that, accept. Because your gift will enhance or increase the devotion in the other person. Because you are a lover of God. You cherish that he will be also. That's why give with love, respect, and this way. Who can understand that? And receive some prasad, gifts offered to God. Then, Gujam Akhyati Prachati. Gujam Akhyati, revealing to devotees one's confidential realization concerning your spiritual life. No? Spirituality is a very secret thing and sacred. It is your feeling, your emotion, how you feel about God, how you resonate in the thought of God. You just cannot talk to anybody and everybody. If you talk to people who have no in that sensitivity, they will ridicule you. They will ridicule you. They will say, hey, it's crazy or something. Don't expose your inner feelings to anyone and everyone. But you say that to a devotee. Suppose you had a good bhajan, you sang bhajan and you are very excited. And when you're talking to another friend of the similar mind, you encourage him or her to practice that, and you will also get that joy, no? So this type of thing is where you, it is called the Gujam Akyati. Gujam is secret, Gopan. Gopan is secret. That type of feeling you carry for God. Akhyati, you express your feelings to a devotee and also listen from the devotee so that you can enrich yourself with the experience of others. Suppose many people go to pilgrimage and one devotee, when they are suddenly say they have high emotion, spiritual emotion, saw a mystic vision. It happens. Many devotees feel like that. So when you go, come. So when you go there and have that type of experience, then what will you do? You can express it to another devotee who is ready that type of mentality. He can appreciate that. And when he goes to the same pilgrimage, he can remember, oh, that this place is holy. My friend has this type of experience and vision. So you exchange that type of Guijam Akhyati. That is revealing to the devotees one's confidential realization. And like when they say about bhajan, bhajan is singing or your practice. And prachati means inquiring for devotees of their confidential realization. Instead of talking mundane worldly talk, ask about what do you think about God? How are you feeling? And everyone has some type of understanding about God, experience little bit. So when you hear from a person that someone has some experience, and that is helpful for our spiritual growth. So you nurture other and other nurture you. Exchange like that. Bhungte bhujayate. Bhungte means prasad. The Vaishnavas are made emphasis on prasad. Prasad means offered food. So bhungte, you eat only prasad. We eat food because I like, my tongue likes that. No, I like to over it. No, only eat prasad. That means which is offered to God. Take that type of food, prasad. Eating with great love. What to eat? Eating with great love, the prasad. Remains and remnants given by the devotees or remnant offered it to the Lord. When you offer to the Lord, that food becomes sanctified. So eat that food which is sanctified by God. That means you are thinking that I am not eating for eating purpose, but I am eating the grace of God which manifests through the food. I have offered it and God has accepted it and I get. As I always say, the gods and goddesses does not eat food like we finish the physical food. They take the subtle thing which is there with your love. You offer anything with love, God rather takes away the love aspect of it. Material thing remains. That's why it is said that the gods and goddesses eat by beholding it. We eat through the tongue, they eat through the eyes. Just seeing that. Their glance, gracious glance, falls on the food. And that glance purifies the food. So when you take that, the blessings of the Lord you take. That's the main philosophy of eating, offering to God and eating the food which you have offered.
Maharaj, many people say we take prasad. We don't eat prasad.
Yeah, we
No
don't
respect for it.
eat prasad. That's a technical term. Yes, you can take prasad. Take that blessings, accept that blessing. And also feed others. The same prasad. No? You eat and you feed others. So these are the pujayate chaiva shadavidam priti lakshanam. This is called your love for God. Offering pure devotees on page 31. Offering pure devotees items in accordance to their requirements, accepting prasad or remnant items given by pure devotees, revealing the devotees one confidential realization concerning spiritual practice or bhajan, inquiring from them about their confidential realization, eating with great love the prasad remnants given by any devotee, lovingly feeding them the prasad. So these are the 6 symptoms of loving association with devotees. If you love the devotees, then you follow these principles. That means don't eat food only, eat prasad. And when you eat prasad, you cannot make a distinction between one prasad and the other prasad. I like this prasad over that prasad, then it is not prasad. All food items are prasad. So whatever comes, that's prasad. So your personal choice. See how in Vedanta way they say you have to conquer your lust, conquer your what you call the tendencies, past tendencies. You overcome. You think that I am not eating food. There is no question of my choice of this and that. I am only taking the prasad. That's why Song of the Sannyasins, Swami Vivekananda composed. The food he cooked or well, judge not. Because you are Atman, pure. So you need not have to judge what is good and bad. You are taking the prasad. So it purifying. So this idea of prasad idea is a good thing for purifying. And also in the Upanishad says, prasade sarvadukhanam hanirashu pujayate. Gita says, if you have take the prasad, sarvadukhanam, all the sufferings and miseries, honey, it gets destroyed if you take it prasad. And also in the Upanishad says that if you take food and pure food, ahara shuddha chitta shuddhi. When you take food purified in this way, not take food for lust. I greed, I like it. It is not for that fulfilling that lower tendencies, but you eat. It will, of course, soothe your heart, but think that it is graced by the Lord, and I'm in taking that. So if you can keep that spirit, then chitta shuddhi, ahara shuddho. When your ahara means food is purified, then your chitta means your mind becomes shuddha. Ahara shuddho chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi, when your mind becomes pure, dhruva smiti, your memory of God, that will be much more awakened. Because you are thinking right, it's Lord's prasad, Lord's prasad. Huh? So it brings this awareness of God. So your chitta shuddhi, mind will be peaceful. Chitta shuddho dhruva smriti, your smriti means your memory, that will be awakened. Right memory will be awakened. But the right memory is God's memory. What is our memory? Our memory about the world. Normally we live with a memory of the world. Good experience, bad experience, that is our memory. And that is always a cause of suffering. It's cause of lamentation, frustration. No? But if you keep your memory of God all the time, you even eating food, you remember God's grace. No? So your mind is in a subtle way, you're helping the mind become pure. And as you are becoming pure, your memory about God, which should be our natural tendency, we have forgotten that. That will come back. Ahara Shuddho, Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddho, Dhruva Smriti. Smriti means memory. And Smriti Lambe, when you get back your memory that you belong to Lord, you belong to God, you not belong to the world. We don't belong to the world. Really, really. Few days we think we belong to our mom, dad. Eh? Then we think I belong to the husband, wife. Then you belong to this country, this, that. When you go away, where do you belong? And where you came from? You belong to that God where you came from, and you go beyond back to the same God. So you belong to whom then? You belong to God only. But we have misconception. I belong to this world. I belong to this house. I belong to this family. I belong to this. Yes, it's a temporary belonging. In our life, we have several states of belongingness. Huh? Our example goes in our say, suppose a girl is born in a family. Huh? She belongs to her mom, dad, uncle, auntie, this, that. Eh? And in India, they get arranged marriage. They do not know where will be their belongingness. And mom and dad fix up with almanac and this and that and all this horoscope, this, that, and get married. Okay? She goes to which house? She does not know, never. She is now belonging of parents are no more parents. Their belongingness is more on the husband's house. No? So there you belong. And now you belong to your mother-in-law, father-in-law, this law, and you are just Indian example is very deep example. And then you say that, oh, he's a young girl has come to this family, you have to learn every rules and customs of the husband's family, this, that, and so many guardians, you belong to them. And then afterwards you belong to, as you become old, then you belong to your son, daughter. They become the boss. They take charge. Okay. So, hey, mom, you have to do this. Don't do that. Do that. So all the life, don't do under this guidance, under that guidance, under that guidance. So we are belongingness, and that belongingness is a suffering. No, you have no freedom. That's why. But you belong to God if you think. Really you belong to God. These are temporary belongingness, and we go through our life struggle. But when you leave this body, where do you belong now? Which home you belong? Which family you belong? Which identity you are with? Actually, you belong to God. So, this belongingness to God, that awareness comes with good food. Good food means prasad, with the feeling of the idea, prasad, It's God's grace, God's blessings is it is in the food itself. It is not the food only, material food. And that awareness. It is subtle way of Bhakta's way. Vedanta says this wrong, that Satchidananda is the truth. No? The shortcut and straight. But very difficult to get it. But every day we eat feed, breakfast, lunch, supper, this, that. Oh, I am taking prasad. Oh, I am taking prasad. Oh, I am taking prasad. And if you understand what prasad means, you are taking the blessings of the Lord. You are taking the blessings of the Lord. So you are remembering in unconsciously God, 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 God. And that remembering God, 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 your mind is becoming God, little coloring with the coloring of the God. Huh? And then a time will come, if you really sincerely believe that you are, and not only the tongue, ahara, not only the tongue, whatever you are seeing, it's God's world. So whatever beauty you see, it's God's beauty. Whatever charm you feel, it's God's charm. So putting God into ahara means five senses adapting everything. Whatever you accept through your five senses, purify them. It is God's gift. It is God's blessings. It is God's prasad. Then even whatever you're doing which is mundane things become spiritual. And the mind unconsciously gets colored in the coloring of the God. So these are the inner significance of this idea of prasad. So offering pure devotees the items in accordance with their requirements. That's also meaning you give someone who needs that thing. So I don't need to eat. And if someone brings a delicious meal, very precious food collecting and giving to me, that has no value to me. No. So I should be hungry for that. So give a gift what is needed for them. He says, you come and just see what is there and push it. That is a Sattvika gift. Yeah? And then accepting prasad or remnant items given by the pure devotee, revealing, as I said, revealing your inner secrets, your feelings and emotions to a friend who recognizes, understands. That to go to a similar minded people, don't go to other people, because if you go to other people, they will criticize you. Your spirituality will be hampered. They will criticize and you will feel that you are a fool, as it were, in their understanding. And you express your feelings and you also enjoy how others are relishing God in their own pursuit to God realization. And inquiring about them, and eating the prasad and just feeding the prasad. You eat and you also feed others. আসুন এখানে আসুন বসে পড়ুন।
We need to save a seat for Babita. She doesn't have a book, so she'll sit next to me.
So now in this fourth verse, in the fourth verse, the extrinsic symptoms of loving exchanges, these are exchanges, with pure devotees are described. As the meaning of this verse is perfectly clear, it does not require elaboration. But not elaboration, but they are giving the same elaboration. That is the next page, 32 page. Bad association is unfavorable to bhakti. That's everyone knows. Good association makes your mind charged with goodness, holiness. Bad association pollutes the mind. So it is like mind is like, mind like is a like water. You put in a container, it takes that shape of the container. You put in a glass, water takes the shape of a glass. You put in a bowl, it takes the shape of a bowl. You put in any, just throw away in the floor, it takes the shape of the floor. So it has no color of its own. So you keep the mind in noble thought, then noble thought. So that is the cup. Your mind becomes noble. If you keep the mind in negative thoughts, negative you will be. So therefore, bad association is is unfavorable to bhakti. Bhakti Shastra says, Dussanga Sarvataiva Tajya. Narada Bhakti Sutra. Narada says that one devotee should always shun the association of the unholy people. Unholy means no one is unholy, but those are filled with unholy thoughts, ideas, and actions. So avoid that at the beginning. Not to judge everyone, but you imitate those behaviors which are followed by holy people, good spiritual people. And avoid those which takes you the other turn. Suppose you are coming over here. It is an association. But you could go to another association. The same time, people go further according to their own taste. They go to different places, different friends. Yeah? People, I go to different places and see in the Gita class, how many you got yesterday? Also,
about 10, 15, 15.
10, 15 people.
15.
Why, Baba? 10, 15? Because association. These 15 people are thinking, I will listen to Gita and I will spend my time for that. I will have to go away from this. I will have to keep my work behind. Huh? Come here. You can see there is a book. Both of you can exchange. And this. So, but what about the other people? Their association is different. And they have other commitment. So what is your commitment is your association. No? Someone is going for, say I told you that one night I was going to airport or where, I don't know. I saw an odd time, many young people all standing in the Hollywood Boulevard, this line. What is happening this? Well, Maharaj, you don't know, it is nightclub. So they are going for nightclub, and that is their association. What they get? They get little drinking, they get intoxicated, and that's their fun. And someone can go to here, they come here, vigil, 24 hours vigil, whole night. They come here, Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Ramakrishna, Jai Ramakrishna, in the temple. This is also association. That's also association. Not too far away, on one block down and one block down. So you see, there is a place, you go just here, there is a convent. That convent is 24 hours vigil. They are repeating the name of the Lord 24 hours. Not one day. Every day, 365 days. And their face you cannot see. They are hiding there in the church behind that. See, that is their association. Who wants to be there in that way to lead a life? But they enjoy that life. And those who know this, when they go find a time, they also go and do their meditation and practice. No? So it is the association. Association is very important factor in our mind easily gets colored with the coloring of the object you put into it. So be careful what type of thought, what type of person, what type of... At the beginning, again I say that not to judge anyone who is a bad guy, this bad guy, not. My temperament wise, I make friendship with the people who are of similar mind. So my association is there. So you people are coming, Baba, how much to drive every day in this traffic, no? But you'll have this association. And that association, what it gives you? Nothing but some spiritual awareness. And you love that spiritual awareness to be grown. That's why you take trouble every day or with so much of other responsibilities, duties. So this association is to be cherished by a devotee, holy association. And it is imperative to abandon such association. Those who are intent on progressing in bhakti or devotion should associate with the pure devotees who possess the power to free one from the tendencies to fall into bad association. That's why this Ramakrishna said, create a fence around when you are just in the starting point of your life in spiritual growth. It is like a plant. If a plant is to be protected until it grows strong trunk, it is very powerful, so that you are not lost. Spiritual bird, it shouldn't be nipped in the buds. Hmm? Sure, you can come over here. Here is a chair. Come.
I'm not a Swami yet.
But huh? You are inside Swami.
I'm still a junior around here.
We are all juniors.
I'll sit over here
Okay.
with the students.
Okay.
Swamiji, how is that you create the protection of life?
Think about positive thinking. That's a protection.
It is
It is not that you are putting.
water.
It is not putting your some 5 posts around you and make a iron fence. These are the moral values. These are the moral association. These are the association where your mind gets charged in God consciousness. Go to that association. Avoid that association which makes you forget God. This is simple formula.
So satsang, you
Satsang.
are like-minded people.
Satsang, yeah. Go for even anywhere you go. You can go to the church. You can go to the Sufi mystics, singing and dance with them and feel charged in God consciousness. Go to the Vaishnava, those who are singing, forget. Forget. We don't belong to any particular group or clan, this Vedanta. Vedanta can associate with everyone and can get the juice of it. Have the good association, noble association. Charge yourself with spirituality. Where you get spiritual nurturing, go there. If you don't get it, shun it. That will be the strong determination of a devotee who loves God. So also, we get more from holy people. If you have a chance to have holy company, don't miss that. When we are students, we were in Belur in our headquarters, full of holy people. They are all renunciate and they have lived their life for God, 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 dedicated by meditation, prayer, selfless work. And they are like a ripened flower, fruits, no? But we are young people then. We used to go. And the sadhus were very loving. When they see, they'll call. And for our good, they will say, hey, what are you doing? Come more, this, that. But we thought that it is wastage of time to talk to them. No, let me go and do some meditation there. I am thinking I will meditate. We think that this meditation is higher than going to a holy man. And we did that. And now, afterwards, I used to see that even being with them, even they are talking about how is your school going on, how many times you can come to temple, and talking about some stories about Ramakrishna, this, that, mother, or Swamiji. And I think it's wastage of time. I can go to temple and can do more mantra. And I didn't understand that their presence gives the mind so much lifted. You cannot do by your own meditation and prayer, lift your mind into that level. Because they create an ambience around them. And that mind they can lift. Because they live in lifted condition. They can lift our mind also.
That's why they say spirituality is contagious.
Contagious.
That fits in with that idea, right?
Yeah. One who is receptive. It should be we should be receptive. So so it is said that association who possesses the power, they have the power to free from the tendency. Our tendencies are always there to digress from God, to digress into the impermanent thing. From permanent to impermanent. That's a normal tendency. There's so much we call on duty. God is first, duty is second. If God is minus, duty is zero. Duty becomes a painful thing. But if you do for God, it's a duty, but that it makes life fulfilled. Ramakrishna's example, everything becomes zero unless you put one behind it. If you put one behind, then it becomes 10. Wipe out 0, 1, and put 0. 1, 0, 2, 0, 5, 0, 10, 0, 20, 0. What is the meaning of that? What is the value of that? It is zero. Now you put 1 behind and you see how it is increasing 10, 20, 10, 100, 1,000, 100,000, million, billion, trillion. It goes on increasing. So that is the association of the Holy. It can increase our connection with God. So a description of the loving exchange of shared between devotees, which nourish one's bhakti, is found in this fourth verse. Lovingly giving another devotee that which he requires, and lovingly accepting those items that are mercifully given by other devotees, revealing one's confidential realization to the devotees, and hearing the description of the confidential tenets of the tattva or the truth from pure devotees. That's every time they're saying pure devotees. Pure devotees means those are advanced devotees, really who don't want anything but they don't anything but God and God and God. That is the pure devotees. So lovingly serving devotees prasad, accepting prasad offered by the devotees. These are the 6 kinds of exchange constitute association with saintly person, sadhu sangha in its pure form. These 6 activities are the symptoms of love. One should serve sadhus by performance of these activities. You can also serve someone with these 6 attitudes, and you can also nurture yourself with these 6 attitudes. Another explanation, the further explanation, the same idea they explain in a different way. Bhakti means the devotion or love for God, appears by association of Bhagavan's devotees. But since one may not know how to associate with the Vaishnavas, this topic is explained in this verse. Now we all want bhakti. We all want to love God. But we do not know where shall I get it. How can I get it? Because I live with a human being. But which human being I will associate? Which human being I will be trying to keep myself away from? And how I will be day and night purifying my mind in the consciousness of God. So that we do not know. That's why holy association. Holy association is praised in the Bhagavad. Holy association praised in in the Shankaracharya's Vivek Chudamani and everywhere, because it is said holy association can purify you instantly. Other things take long time to purify, but holy association, because we go to Ramakrishna, holy association. Ramakrishna is just touching somebody, boom, they're getting the highest experience. That is the real holy association. No? But even not that, you go to read the life of the Ramakrishna's disciples' life, householder disciples' life. Those who are married, those who are family, read their life, how they get in touch with Ramakrishna, and their life was uplifted. So this, we do not know. That's why by the negative effect of maintaining affectionate relationship with the Gyanis, Gyanis means so-called Gyanis, they only say intellectually, they say I am Brahman, I am Brahman. That type of people you associate, your mind will be negative. But those who are practicing, yes, this world is unreal, God is the reality. By that association, your mind will be lifted. So find that person. Many may talk, talkers of God, but to really lovers of God and talkers of God. Someone can give a good sermon on what is called the what is called, say, Rasagulla, nice sweet, delicacy of Indian sweet. So I can give a big talk. Will it satisfy your stomach? Neither will satisfy your tongue. So it needs the association. You have to see that. Then your interest will grow. And then you touch it and take it in your system and assimilate in your life. So these are the different steps to follow. So intellectual people who are talking about Brahman Atman, don't keep relationship with them. Who desire liberation from material existence. That means those who are performing action with selfish motivation. I do this karma to people. Many people become charitable. For what? My name. My name will be there. No? For the purpose of name. For the purpose of fame. I will be famous. But no, I don't want name or fame. I love to help people in their difficulties. So if that is the spirit, that is the niskama. You don't expect anything but only give. So this karma, those who do karma, don't associate with that. They are always calculative and only money making and at the cost of anything. The child labor. They use the child as their tool and make good money. Or sometimes I see that some people come and they want to make money, but they have those who have the sense. They don't invest their money in high yielding things where they take improper methodology in investments plan. I am talking about. You can hedge fund. You can go, and other funds are there where sometimes people take improper means to earn good growth rate. So some people say, I don't want money if it is coming by exploiting some innocent people, no? The values. But you have to associate where? You have to associate where holiness is there, where compassion is there, where greatness and goodness is there. That is a karma, who desires to enjoy the fruits of their actions and who with the gross sense enjoyer, once bhakti becomes damaged or harmed. One should not give these three types of persons any advice or any item. Why? But to give it, it is that means your mind is getting connected with that type of association. To do so would be offensive because describing the glories of Lord's name Harinama to those devoid of faith is included within the category of Nama Aparada. When you are talking to a person who does not want to hear about God, suppose if I go now, I'm talking to you, you are sitting and listening. If I go to the Hollywood Boulevard now, and I shout, hey, love God, disassociate with these people, you'll say, hey, crazy guy, another crazy guy has come now. So don't do that. That means don't give advice to the people who don't want it. That is the greatest gift, it says. Diyate anupakarine. And he who really deserves that, give that. If you talk like that, someone will say, oh, I got a new light today. Who wants that? That's spiritual food. And help him. And you also extract from them. Give and take. That is called the Nama Aparada. Aparada means the blemishness, offenses. You take the name of Lord Hari, that is good. But if you talk to people who hate the Lord God and talk to them, they will make a caricature of you and they will make some critic. They will be more critic about you. So don't do that. Also, one should never accept any advice regarding the attainment of liberation of material enjoyment from such persons because it will lead one to develop affectionate attachment to them. So be careful. Devotee's life should be careful. As we say, spiritual life is always to be careful. It is like a razor's edge. You have to walk on the razor's edge. The path of spirituality and religion is really razor's path. Those who are sincere people, they will have to always be alert. Am I doing the right thing? Am I putting my mind in pure thought, or am I putting my mind in negative thought? Am I associating with people who can drain my energy down? You feel that energy draining, is it not? You go to many places and many people you see, you talk for half an hour, your energy you feel drained. But if a spiritual person, you talk to a spiritual person, you see your energy is getting growing more. So therefore, at the beginning, this type of little analysis is necessary for your own protection. One should not instruct them how to perform Krishna bhajan. I'm saying they're all associated with their bhajan, kirtan, and singing, but we say don't talk about Brahman, Atman. Don't talk about the people who does not want that. Ah, somebody says you are teaching me jokingly. Some student, we have schools in our India, so some students they say that in the evening prayer we say, "Oh Lord, break out of this world's chain, no, break my chain of bond." And one day, one boy says, "Why are you asking us to chant every day? Oh Lord, you break my chain. I want to be chained." So why are you giving me opposite instruction? I want to be in the world. I want to enjoy the world. I want to stay in the world. And you're talking about break my chain, a bond. What type? So then when we say that yes, what is your freedom? What is your bondage? Having money is your freedom? Only money? Only name? Only fame? Only beauty? How many beautiful people were in the world? They lost their beauty. How many rich people? They lost their all assets. How many rich people with the highest academic uh, achievements? The memory gets lost, senile. So what is that thing you are proud about? Then you understand what we are talking about. We want freedom from all types of bondage, So that's called liberation. So talk about that to the people who understand. One should not hear from them anything concerning the confidential aspects of the bhakti. One should also not accept food that has not been touched by them. That's a very fine line of analysis, that I should not even touch those food, least my mind will be polluted. But prepared by them, their predilection for either material enjoyment or liberation will be transmitted with one's heart. When one eats food afforded by a materialist,
This Bengali is very nice also.
eh?
Bengali can read this one. বিষয়ীর অন্ন খাইলে মলিন হয় মন।
Right.
মলিন হইলে নাহে কৃষ্ণের স্মরণ।
Right. Suppose you have those who practice every day, they know. When that day you eat a certain food, you feel, even you have eaten much, but you feel so refreshed and your mind is cheerful and joyful, and you go for meditation, your meditation is okay, your prayer is going on. Even if you don't have such heavy food, but you see some people who give something to you, and your mind is become very restless. You cannot sleep whole night. Physical disorder. Also, you feel the stomach upset and this and that, different type. That indicates that food was not very pure. Those persons who have given maybe not have a pure mind. So avoid that. Not judge too much. But the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that means Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, Bishayir anna khaile, if you eat the food by worldly minded people, not any devotee, but the worldly minded devotee, those who don't understand anything but earning money by all negative ways, all thinking, all negative thoughts, you eat their food, malin hoy mon, your mind becomes colored, or it becomes dark, it becomes hazy. Mind become hazy. As you driving, your vision becomes hazy. It's become difficult to drive, no? You may make more accidents. So, but if mind will be hazy, if the mind monin mon hoile, when your mind becomes hazy, or contaminated, then nahi Krishna smarana. Your mind will not repeat the Lord's name. It will forget the name of the Lord. So, as a devotee, you want to repeat the name of the Lord. So, be careful about what you take. When one eats food offered by a materialist, they have translated, one's mind becomes contaminated. On page 33, one contaminated. And when the mind is contaminated, one is unable to remember Krishna. That's why you see, look at the people who are very much bound to the world and worldliness. What happens? They get least time for God. But those who are bhakta, even doing all types of karma, they remember God. Bhakta will be, every work is God's work. So when you are doing, you repeat your mantra. Internally, you repeat the holy name of God. That continues in every action. But those people who are not spiritually minded, they are always thinking how to make money, how to be a cause of suffering to others. Many people are there by their very nature. They want to tease somebody, they want to poke somebody unnecessarily. That's their nature. So if you associate with them, you will imbibe their nature. So be aware. So last paragraph, also one should not fade these three types of persons who possess an enjoying spirit. Eating food prepared by them or feeding them increase one's affection for them. Exchanging love with the devotees who are of the same aspirations as oneself and who are affectionate to oneself enhances one's bhakti. That means when you get a good friend, spiritual friend, and you exchange your food, your spiritual visions, experiences, and your ideas, and the philosophy and other things, each one will be benefited. That's called real friendship. Offering and accepting items, revealing confidential realizations to one another, and serving and accepting food are all activities that increase affection. One should not perform these activities with those of different aspirations in life than one's own.
But they themselves feed the homeless people, unknown people. They don't know what is their bhakti level and all these things. So how can Vaishnava people feed unknown people?
Yeah, so that is a higher level. In our Ramakrishna tradition, we don't judge anyone. We don't judge, he's what background he's coming from. Oh, he will be a bad guy. We should not talk to him. I should not give food to him. No, you keep your spirit. Your Vedanta teaches a higher level. You try to see God in him. Whatever he does, it is his duty. Don't associate. You should not go, if you are a spiritual person, you should not go for the drug addicts and make friendship with the drug addicts and you be intoxicated in that. No, don't go. I'm giving the gross example. You want not to be not to contaminate your mind. So don't go there where there is too much drinking going on and you are in between. Then you will be intoxicated into that idea. You can do that if you want that. But if you want to remember God in that intoxication, how many people can think of God? Just tell me. Even a good person, when he gets too much drunk, how much thinking of God will come in the mind? Tell me. So what they are talking is nothing wrong. But saying rather you take some prasad, and with the prasad you talk about God and eat, and then that is your mind is getting purified that way. But in our tradition, Vedanta tradition says, don't look at that. In each one, God resides. You serve God only. Don't think that you are serving anyone who is polluted or contaminated or not. That's not your business. It is his business. You give hands up. And don't get associated with them. Then you are not giving. If you get associated with them, you have some expectation. I did it for you, you also do it for me. But no, I give it, I served it God, my hands off. I'm happy I could serve. So this judging things is a very critical thing. Vedanta pushes us little higher up. And this has created good side of Vaishnavism or dualism, every dualism, and it has created bad aspect of it. You go, even Christianity is a dualistic idea, no? God, prayer, and these things. You go, even in India, such situation, they are untouchable. They are bad character people. They are living negative. They are not up to our standard. No? I'm higher than you, nobler than, holier than you. This concept that has created much trouble in India. You go in even Hindu temples, they have this judgment, no? They are lower caste, they will sit here. They are higher caste, they will sit over here. Even the Christians, those who have converted into Christianity, huh? This is for the Brahmins, this church. These are for the Shudras, they are a lower caste, they are lower habits, they are lower way of thinking. So we are higher. And both are Christ churches, but these lower caste people cannot enter there. And the higher class people will not go there because of their dignity. So it is pride, it is ego. Vedanta says, no, you need not have to think on those. You see God in them, you serve them, and if you don't think that it is not good for your spiritual life, don't associate with them. But love and respect, give what you are to give. So this is but in devotional practice, those who only focus on purity of the mind, they have to really deal with little bit of analyzing what to take, what not to take. And this is analysis. Vedanta says, don't only make this analysis when you are eating food. You make that analysis in every part of life. Are you taking permanent, accepting the permanent truth, or you are accepting the relative truth? Relative truth is always changing. So don't hold on to that. Rather try to search what is permanent. Okay?
So Swami, there's a question. That point you made in the end, you not only food but all aspects you bring the recollectedness. So how does one do that in terms of you're working, you're engaging on the work?
Yeah, being aware. But our attitude is that actually there is nothing negative. So long we are in the level of mind, I can see it is good, it is bad. But if we can, in Vedantic perspective, that you think that I am divine and there is divinity, and our all actions are performed from that platform, that level of thought, and then whatever you do, it is service to God. Ramakrishna's simple formula, Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. You worship individual personality, good or bad, not as good and bad, but the Lord Shiva who resides in the heart of them. One Shiva is residing in all of our heart. So whatever you do, you serve Shiva. Why are you looking at the costume? If Shiva comes in 10 costumes, sometimes it happens, no? Our Atma Vidyananda Swami sometimes directs some, play. And there is someone is absent. He goes immediately to the greenhouse and then change all the costumes and come back in another role. So the person is the same person coming in different roles. The one Lord in different costumes. So why you look at the costume? Why don't you look at the person who is playing inside? That is God. So that should be our attitude. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Om, what do we say? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. I offer it to Lord Sri Ramakrishna. Today is a good day. I told you last time that I will not be giving the class tonight.
Right.
Our Swami from Sacramento, the head of the Sacramento Center, the Swami has come. So I'll be there, but I will request him to speak. So please come there. and don't go away. And come for a cup of tea. Jai Ma.